today we're working with this Homelite HG6000. We're going to be changing out the carburetor, which happens to have an electronic solenoid on it. So first things first, we're going to take off the air box. This is your air box. Take a look in here. Alright, she's missing the air cleaner, but we got to take off these two nuts right there. We'll get those out and we'll go from there. So on the back side of the air box, there is another nut, 10 millimeter. It has to come off. Actually a bolt. I said a nut, but it's a bolt. And obviously this thing is zip tied together because she's got water in it, and the frost expanded and cracked it. So we are going to replace it. So my next thing I want to do is I'm going to take this gasket off. So in case I do something damaging to the new gaskets, I'll have this guy, because it looks like it's really in good shape. So, yep, there we go. And now let's try to fish this bad boy off. And this breather will come with it. It's the suction line really from the valves. Let's get this vacuum line off. There's that. So now we gotta take off the linkage here. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. There it goes. We're gonna hopefully not get, I've had this off for a few days, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue, but we gotta get the gas line off. This guy's been pieced together. That's not original. Might want to change. I'm probably going to change that. I don't know. We'll see. Alright. So now we got this solenoid on the bottom here. So normally you can just unplug that real quick and easy like, but it's got to come here. I'm just going to unscrew the bottom, take it apart, and then we'll go from there. So the next thing I like to do is compare the two units, the new one with the old one, and it is identical. We did good. So we'll just put it right back together and see if we can get it running. Alright, so let's just put this right back together. So we'll fish that in. This little spring, which was not hooked up. It's not hooked up right now. It will be though. Much easier without the gloves on. Okay. That's the fuel line. Place. Sorry everybody, I didn't mean to get you dizzy. This has to be fished up through here, and we'll do the wires last. Just set that. We'll have to show you how to do that part there. That's out of the way. Right. Put the vacuum on again. Air box. Well, try that again. You don't have to over crank on these, just snug them up. Don't need to break the plastic, it's only plastic. There we go. Start turning that on, getting gas flow. Alright, so let's get this back together. This is the housing for the air box. Okay, so don't forget your big vacuum line here. That helps tremendously with getting gas to go through that carburetor. Fish that right through. The 90 goes right up at the top of the air box. There we go. Alright, so you don't need me to show you how to snug these up, but don't over tighten them. This is just plastic. Snug them up, and we'll go from there. We'll put this shield right back in place. I got a air cleaner that fits. Let's set him in nice and snug. Back together. Now we got to worry about this solenoid. So let's turn. Let's see, you guys can watch what I do here. Okay, and here goes the new one. In, self-explanatory. So that guy right there is not getting covered. I'm going to have to do something about that. Go. I'm probably going to put a heat shrink on it or some black tape. But for now, as long as it's not grounding out, we should be able to fire this bad boy up. Alright. Time for the gasket. This obviously goes to the shape that is in. It's really one way it can go on. Airbox. Don't forget your vacuum. Probably easier if we go like this. Okay, so now we're going to place our gasket right here. Our choke mechanism is the next to go on. And if you see, this is your choke butterfly. This is your choke control. There's a pin right here that has to go into the butterfly. And we'll get that in first. And then line up those threaded rods. We can set the next gasket on after we put the, and I'm looking for it, my intake, my vacuum line. Alright, so now we're going to put this gasket on. Has to form this shape so that port is open. And then we put on our choke control. So you see this butterfly right here, how it opens and closes. Something has to make it do that. So here's that pin. That's attached to the manual choke control. Set that on like that. And then we're going to throw in our vacuum line. Oops. You need like 4 hands to do this, really. But since I only got 2, we'll make do. On the back side, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm fishing that through this spark plug wire. That's got to totally actually like wrap around this vacuum line, which goes into your valve cover gasket, or valve cover, I should say. next we're going to put our gasket on here, the exterior, and then our air box. Line up. As you do this, you got to fish the vacuum line that we just put. There's a 90-degree on it, and it goes through the top. You'll see the port. And of course, as you do that, this is right in a way to put that nut on. But it can be done. You just lift it up. It's not that difficult, but it's sort of a pain. I can't see anything I'm doing right now. I'm blocking it with my hands and my head. And don't forget the bolt that goes on the back. Not to go crazy, this is a wimpy little gun that does it just right. I say wimpy, it's very handy. So you don't have to over crank, just snug it, make sure everything's snug. Okay. So now we got this tin that goes in. It keeps the foam from sucking into the carburetor and killing it, really. So, and then we have a piece of foam that actually came off another rig that fits it perfect. So we'll set that in place. And of course, last but not least, and make sure you turn your gas on. I turned it on so we got that sediment bowl filling up so I don't have to sit and wait any longer and have to. I want to get this baby up and running. Alright, so I'll put that air box on, and then we'll give it a start. Hopefully not too many pulls. We'll find out in just a minute. And so I notice this vacuum line actually goes to this vacuum port right here. So we'll get that on. And we are good to go. Turn on the gas. And let's just do it. Turn on your on switch, which is over here. You don't need this oil reminder. I did the oil. Okay. So let's take a look and see if we can fire in the hole. I'm getting a little drippage going on here. I wonder if I have to mess with the fuel line. Let's take a look. Alright, so let's give this a whirl. I got that to stop there for now. Nope. Make sure you're on. There we go. that little revving thing going on. I'll pay some more attention to it. But we're good. She runs. She puts out power. That's all that matters. Life is good. If you got any comments or suggestions, please feel free, and always be safe. Appreciate you guys.